Hello, my friends. This is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are a first-time visitor, welcome and thank you. This is going to be another Crafting My Stash episode. I want to share with you a project that has been floating around in my mind for a little bit and that I finally put to my craft table and completed today. Let me first explain what I used. So, quite some time ago, I featured the Sizzix suitcase die that I used to make this suitcase in one of my Demo a Die episodes. And I will link that video down below so that you can see the die and how it works and how to put it together and the materials I used to put them together. And in that particular episode, I was making these suitcases for my Girl Scouts for one of their Court of Awards. I made a bunch of extras because while I was making their projects, I had a couple of my own other projects that popped in my head using those same suitcases. Well, let me tell you, those suitcases, those extras sat on my shelf for the longest time because you know how it is. You just don't get around to completing every project that you would like to. And, you know, I excel. You know, I have a PhD in crafting. I think a lot of us do, you know, projects half done PhD. We all have PhDs, but I'm trying to complete my PhD, and this is one of those projects that I completed. So I took that extra suitcase that I had, and I used some of these mini tea set charms. I see these at Michael's a lot. Every time I see one that I adore and that's on sale, I pick it up. So far I had 3 that in my stash that I've been meaning to use. Today I finally used one. So using the suitcase, using these little charms, and what I did, I removed the jump ring, and you see how for example, this little spoon, in addition to the jump ring, has like an extra little loop at the top so that you can put the jump ring in. I went in with a pair of sharp cutting wire cutters, and I removed those little hoops off the spoons because I wanted it to look like a genuine little tea set, not like a charm set. Using those materials and a couple of items in my stash, this is what I made. Let me show you. So on the outside, here's a little suitcase, right? I also used some bling on the outside to mimic the straps on the suitcase, just to give it some interest and some, you know, bling bling. So on the outside looks like a suitcase, but when you open it up, it's a little tea party. I love the way this turned out. So there is that little tea charm set that was part of my stash. What I did was I had some moss in my stash. I hot glued the moss to the bottom of the suitcase. Then I went in and I used some Prima stickers that I received in a mystery box that I recently unboxed here on my channel. I used those to create a little bit of a border around the suitcase. This back here is one of those inexpensive metal dies that I purchased some time ago, and if I remember, I'll try to link that video down below because I believe in that video I showed the die, and I might have also shown how I created the little trees using those dies. Here are more of those Prima stickers, but these are butterflies. They were also in that mystery box. I hot glue the moss, stuck on the stickers, stuck on the tree, stuck on the butterfly. Then I went in, hot glued the little teacups onto the saucers so they won't move around. I also hot glued a little spoon onto one of the saucer sets just to make it look like someone's in the middle of having a little tea party. I went in, I hot glued all of the little charms onto the moss, including the little spoon so it doesn't get lost. Then I had these cute little critters and the little mushroom. That was one set. I'm not sure if I picked those up at Michael's or Joann's or bought them online, but I've had them in my stash forever. And I finally got around to using them, so I was really, really happy about that. So in my mind, the story I see here is you have these cute little critters coming across a little tea party that someone had in the middle of a beautiful garden, or in the middle of a little field or a forest, or just somewhere absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and colorful and peaceful. So that's what I saw in my head. And I have to tell you, the project turned out a lot better than what I envisioned. I think I'm going to make one more. So I absolutely adore the way this turned out. Look at that. And the best part about this is that the suitcase still closes. So everything was perfectly sized so that the suitcase still closes. And you have a traveling little tea party, or a surprise tea party, because you can send this to someone and they don't know what's going on until they open it, and then when they open it, that's what they see. So that is my project share, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I would also appreciate a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And if you are visiting for the first time and you haven't subscribed, if you like what you see, subscribe. Come back and visit me. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.